Here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I am again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, they'll win an extra $100. This is the word right here. Oh, that duck is getting smaller. Okay, duck out of here. George, who's first?
Groucho, we have Glory Dawson and Ennio Bolognini on deck now, so thought you men please and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. You think I'm whistling at him, right? Glory, hallelujah, Dawson, and is that your middle name, hallelujah?
No, but it might just as well be.
And Ennio Bologna.
Bolognini. Bolognini.
No matter how thin you slice it, it's still bologna to me.
Maybe you have to have more spaghetti.
Yeah. Would you like to marry a woman around 63 who makes wonderful pizza?
No.
What about Glory?
Ah. Now I changed my mind.
What sort of work do you do, Ennio?
Well, I'm trying to play the cello all the time because that's my way to make a living.
Huh?
Professional, yes.
You're a musician, huh?
Yes.
You like our orchestra, you're not sure of it, are you?
Oh, yes.
You haven't got bow legs. Aren't you supposed to have bow legs if you're a cello player?
Not exactly.
No?
Sometimes I play sideways.
It's like a woman riding a horse in England, huh? Did you ever think of playing the violin instead of the cello?
Well,
Look at the money Jack Benny's made from the fiddle.
I know.
Have you thought of a violin?
But one day I put the hand in the violin and found out that I was covering too much territory. So I took the size of my hands, and I can tell you.
Well, you shouldn't. You should be milking cows with those hands.
Oh, I do that too.
You're Glory Dawson, huh? Where are you from, Glory?
San Antonio, Texas.
Glory, Glory, Glory Dawson. Are you married?
No.
Well, this is obviously your own choice. Aren't there any young single men around that you could become enamored of?
Most of them are already married.
You mean the good ones are married?
Well, most of the good ones are already married.
That's not necessarily true, Glory. Married ones aren't any better than single ones. They're just too weak to struggle. Well, why do you object to the men you come in contact with every day? How do you know one of them isn't the Mr. Right for you?
Well, the men I come in contact with every day are usually the kind I wouldn't want to marry. They're either con men or larceny, burglars or something. I said...
You must go around with a pretty classy crowd. Just where do you work, Glory? In the public library?
I'm a Los Angeles policewoman.
A cop? Well, goodbye, Glory Dawson.
Oh, I'll pinch you.
Well, you don't need me. You can catch your own husband. Pinch him first, and if you like him, throw him in the can. Are you really a lady cop?
Well, I like being called a lady, but a cop would rather be called a policewoman or a police officer.
Well, cop isn't dignified.
That's right.
I think flatfoot is more appropriate. I'm sure every man you meet isn't a crook, Glory. How about the fellows you have dates with? What's the matter with them?
Oh, they're not all crooks, but what if they take you out to dinner and then they spend the rest of the night trying to squeeze it out of you?
Well, if they do that, do they get a rebate on the dinner? Don't you like to be squeezed?
Not particularly.
Not at all?
Well, I think I'll stand on the Fifth Amendment right here.
Don't you? Why do you look so good if you don't want to be squeezed? Why do you get all dressed up for? Wear high heels and nylons and a very tight dress if you don't want to be squeezed.
Well, I give up.
You're lying, aren't you, Gloria? Imagine saying that to a cop when he's handing you a ticket. Well, you're a charming couple, and if you don't get married, are you married, any of you?
No, sir.
No, well, that's okay. Well, the time has come to play You Bet Your Life. Now let's play You Bet Your Life. You selected largest cities of states. The population figures for these cities are all based on the latest census reports. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. What is the largest city in the state of... Beat it, Fenneman, this is a cop. What's the largest city in the state of Louisiana?
Yeah. I know this. What do you eat all those beautiful French beans?
Well, cut out the menu. Give us the name of the city.
What is the name of the city?
New Orleans?
No.
New Orleans.
You have one right. 3 more right, and you'll have $1,000.
All right. What is the largest city in the state of Minnesota?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
You're 2 right now. 2 more right, and you'll have $1,000.
What is the largest city in Ohio?
Cincinnati. Cleveland.
Cleveland is right.
1 more right, and you'll have $1,000. You're almost there.
Fenneman, would you like to get arrested by Gloria?
Wouldn't be too bad, would it?
I'd certainly like to get arrested by you. What is the large...
Be arranged.
Huh?
It could probably be arranged.
What's the largest city in Montana?
Billings. Billings.
It happens to be Great Falls.
Oh.
Well, you now have 1 wrong.
Well, neither of you know it. Well, here we go again.
Don't get the next one wrong.
What is the largest city in Rhode Island?
Providence.
Providence, that's right. It's bigger than the state. Part of it juts over into Connecticut.
You have 1 right again.
We're starting all over?
Yeah. That's how it works.
We have 1 right. Now, what is the largest city in Tennessee?
Nashville.
Knoxville.
No, you're both
Nashville.
wrong. It's Memphis.
Oh.
Well, you're back to 1 wrong.
What is the largest city in Virginia?
No. Richmond is right.
Richmond is right.
Well, you're back to 1 right.
Now, what is the largest city in the state of Missouri?
Oh, Missouri.
Kansas City?
Kansas City. Kansas City.
No, St. Louis.
Oh.
Well, you're back to 1 wrong again.
What is the largest city in Texas?
Houston.
That's right.
Oh.
And you're back to 1
Now, how
right.
did you know that? What is the largest city in Vermont? As soon as you get away from Texas, you're lost.
Is that Maplewood?
No.
We're back to 1 wrong again.
Burlington.
Yes, you are back to 1 wrong again.
What is the largest city? What is the largest city in South Dakota?
Sioux City.
Sioux Falls.
What is
Sioux
it?
Falls.
Sioux Falls is right.
Back to 1 right.
What is the You know, we're going to run out of cities pretty soon. I may have to switch to Belgium or...
We're just about out of states, too.
All right. What is the largest city in North Dakota?
Didn't we just have that?
No, we had South Dakota.
Oh.
What's the answer? Is Fargo.
Never heard of it.
All right. What is the largest city in New Hampshire?
That's New Jersey.
Manchester.
Never heard of it.
Well, you missed 2 in a row 18 times, so you're all... You're all through. We don't want you to go away broke. I'm going to ask you 1 question for $100. You ready? No help in the audience. From what animal do you get a bear skin?
A bear skin?
Yeah. From what animal?
A bear.
I had it wrong. I was going to say Gypsy Rose Lee. Well, sorry you didn't win more, but thanks anyway for being on our show. You bet your life. And I hope you two...
Well, Groucho, we have some brothers who want to meet you now, so we'll Phil and...
Any of mine?
No, no. This is Phil and Frank Interlandi.
That's not mine.
No. Would you come in, fellas, and meet Groucho Marx, please?
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word, and you each get an extra $50. It's a common word, something you see every day. Triplets, if I ever saw triplets. Phil and Frank Interlandi, eh? Well, obviously, you're identical twins. Now, which one is Phil and which one is Frank?
Well, I'm Phil, and he's Phil, and I'm Frank.
Oh. Now, Frank, where were you born?
I was born on the west side of Chicago.
Really? Around Logan Square? And where do you live now?
In Laguna Beach.
Laguna? Mm-hmm. That's a very pretty place. How long have you boys been twins?
About 33 years.
Phil, who's the oldest? You're Phil, eh?
Yes, I am. 20 minutes.
How much older are you than Frank?
20 minutes.
I thought so, and believe me, you look it, too. Huh? You look about 30 minutes older. Has that 20 minutes made much difference in your life?
Well, it did in the beginning. I remember when my mother had to buy clothing for us, and if she couldn't get something identical, well, he would always get first choice, and then I'd get what was left, you see.
Well, nature certainly plays some odd tricks. Just imagine the money you save being twins. When you put a penny in the weighing machine, all you have to do is stand on the scales together and then divide by 2. Are you both married?
Yes.
Well, that's where the differences begin, eh?
Yes.
Phil, how did you meet your wife?
Well, I met her at a reading for a play in the local playhouse at Laguna. She was reading for a play, and I saw her go up on stage, and she looked wonderful, but she just didn't read well. So I thought if I could take her out, I could sort of help her with her acting.
Mm-hmm. Well, how did it work out? Did you improve her acting?
Yes, quite a bit. I think she's a pretty good actress now.
What is she playing in now?
Well, she's not playing anything now. She's just a housewife.
You certainly straightened her out. Imagine what would have happened if you hadn't have coached her. You'd probably still be in show business. How did you meet your beloved, and what was wrong with her at the time?
Nothing wrong with her. I met her at the University of Iowa, and...
Was she on the team, on the football team?
No, she was just a student.
A Cornhusker?
Yes, she's
what were you doing in Iowa if you were born on the west side of Chicago?
Well, I went to the University of Iowa because they...
Why? Wasn't the University of Chicago good enough for you?
Well, not for the art department. It wasn't good enough.
There wasn't any art department
No,
there?
I wanted to major in art.
Sidney Smith come from there? He used to write the Gumps?
Yeah, but that's not art. That's cartooning.
Oh. That's a very snobbish attitude.
No, it is.
Well, what happened? Where did you meet her?
I met her in an Italian speaking class.
Now, what were you doing in there?
Well, I wanted to take Italian because I love the language. I think it's a wonderful language.
And you were taking Italian art, is that it?
Well, I was studying a lot of Italian art, yes,
Italian
and it
art?
did help.
I see. Well, what did it help? What kind of a job do you have?
Now?
Yeah.
I'm a cartoonist.
You took Italian singing lessons to become a cartoonist? Where do your cartoons appear? In Italy, mostly?
No.
Phil, what kind of a job do you have?
I'm a cartoonist.
Oh. And you never took the class he took, eh? The
Nope,
studies
never.
at all, eh?
Not at
You
all.
see, it wasn't necessary at all.
Apparently
You
not.
could have done without that. Eh? Where do your cartoons appear?
Most of the national magazines, Saturday Evening Post, True, Better Homes and Gardens, Playboy, Sports Illustrated.
Mm-hmm. What are your cartoons about? Could you describe one of them for us?
Well, I did one of...
Look how he's watching you, huh?
Oh, this is great. It's hard to describe...
Are you watching him with admiration or contempt? Both. Both.
As a cartoonist, contempt. As a brother, admiration.
I see. Well, you know how you stand. Now, how do you feel about him?
I'd rather not say right now. How do you feel about this cartoon?
At least what he thinks about you, he could say publicly. What you think about him, you have to say privately. Well, go ahead. Tell us about it. Describe one of these cartoons.
Well, I had a couple driving up to a summer cottage.
A couple of cartoons?
No, a couple of people.
No.
And they're driving up to the summer cottage.
Was this an elderly couple?
Middle-aged.
How old? What do you regard as middle-aged?
40.
We better go on with this, huh? So?
Well, they're driving up to the summer cottage, and the man looks back and he sees another car coming down the road toward the summer cottage, and he says, "Good grief, not already."
And you got paid for that? Did you ever sell any cartoons to Collier's magazine or the Woman's Home Companion?
Yes, quite a few.
You know, they're out of business now, both of them. I'm glad he always had to wear your old clothes. Bet you are too, huh? Now, Phil, does your wife like your cartoons?
Yes, very much.
Yeah. Where is this unfortunate lady? Is she around here?
Yes, she's somewhere out in the audience.
She's in the audience? Mrs. Interlander?
Interlandy.
Interlandy, would you mind standing up? Would you give us some lights out there? Mrs. Interlandy. Well, she's a very attractive girl, huh? I want to ask you a question. Do you understand your husband's cartoons, the one about a strange couple coming up to the house?
I think I do.
You're not sure, huh?
Not positive.
Would you mind tripping down here for a minute? I'd like to discuss this with you more. Take your time. Better understand. Now, Frank, if you would just sit down over here for a second. Huh?
This happens all the time.
Oh, it does, huh? Mrs. Interlandy, first I want you to kiss your husband. And then I want you to tell me, what is your first name?
Phoebe.
Phoebe. Well, that's a very cute name.
Thank you.
I didn't dig that cartoon about the couple in the summer cottage. Perhaps if you told me about another of his cartoons, I could understand it better. What is your favorite?
Oh, I have quite a few. I don't know. The one that comes to mind at the moment is a cartoon about, well, it's a captionless cartoon. There's nothing written underneath. And Phil hates me to describe his cartoons. There's these hunters coming over a hill with the hound dogs, and they're all dressed in hunting habits, and they have their guns and everything. And there's a woman looking at the hunters through a big plate glass window, sitting in a robe in her living room chair. And then sitting behind her chair is the little red fox hiding.
Thanks, Steve.
Now, would you mind explaining that to me?
It's very funny when you see it.
No, I like it. Even if I don't understand it, I like it. Now, this is the same chap who criticized your acting, huh?
Yes,
And stopped your theatrical career in midair,
so to speak.
so to speak, yes. Well, Phoebe, thanks for the information. Now, if you'll grab a chair right over there, you can watch your husband, Phil, make a jackass of himself in the quiz. Now, what kind of work do you do, Bob, Frank?
I'm a cartoonist, too.
You too, huh?
Yes.
You boys will go to any lengths to be twins, won't you? Do you work together?
No, I'm contracted with the Des Moines Register and Tribune.
Oh, you do the kind of high block stuff, huh?
Yeah.
The serious stuff, Fitzpatrick and all that?
It's social political satire.
I see. And they're syndicated?
Yes, syndicated.
And your name is Interlandy. I've seen your cartoons, and I think they're very good.
Thank you.
It's a very difficult medium to write satire and cartoons. There's very few good ones. Fitzpatrick and High Block and you and Lichty.
Oh, that's a great company you're
Yes,
putting
yes, I put you in high-class company. Now, don't thank me, you thank my neighbor. He buys the paper your cartoons are in. Don't go out there, don't get the wrong idea. I don't go out there every morning and steal his paper. It just happens to be near where I'm stealing his milk. Could you give us an idea of one of your social satires? Describe a typical cartoon.
Well, I did one of a middle-class couple in a kitchen. The man is sitting at a table, the kitchen table, with his shirt off, and he needed a shave. And the woman is sitting there in an apron, and they're drinking a beer or a coffee or something, and all around them were cameras and lights and television people, you know, and the man at the table is saying, "Well, you tell Edward R. Murrow this is the wrong house."
Well, it's very good, but who is Edward R. Murrow? Attention, Ed Murrow. Remember what happened to Collier's. Well, you're bright young fellas, and it's been fun talking to you. And however, it's time to see how well you work together when the chips are done. So let's play You Bet Your Life. Well, you selected professions of famous people. I'll ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. You ready? What was Edwin Booth's profession?
Actor.
You have one right.
What was Jim Corbett's profession?
Boxer.
Boxer. You boys ought to be ashamed to take the money, if you get any.
Well, you're halfway to it now. You have 2 right, 2 more right, and you'll have $1,000.
All right, what was Jane Addams' profession?
Social worker.
Social worker is right, social worker.
Get the next one right, and the 1,000 is yours.
What was Henry Ward Beecher's profession?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. That's what you said. Yeah. Go ahead. Minister.
Clergyman, famous clergyman.
Well, that was quick. You got 4 in a row. You win $1,000.
As a rule, we don't get clipped so swiftly. But I surmised that this was going to happen. Now, you won $1,000. Now, you can keep it and quit, or you can come back later and try to... All right, George, let's find out how we stand on the big question.
All right, Phil and Frank Interlandi, would you come back, please? I guess these are...
You won $1,000 so far. Now, if you decide to try for the $10,000 and you fail, you wind up with a total of $500. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll try.
You want to try? Now, pick a number from 1 to 10 and then spin the wheel. If any number besides the one you pick comes up, the question is worth $2,000. If your number comes up, this question is worth $10,000. What number do you want?
9. 9.
Give it a throw. It's nerve-wracking. For me, too. Your number was 9. It landed on 5, so this question is worth $2,000. In 1829, a German publisher compiled a guidebook that since has become the most famous of its kind in the world. For $2,000, what is the name of this well-known series of guidebooks for travelers? What's the answer?
Baedeker.
Baedeker is right. You won $2,000. What are you going to do with all that money?
I think I'll go to New York.
You going to take him with you?
No, I've just bought a piano for my wife. I'm going to help pay for it.
Oh, and you're going to have to listen to it?
She's very good.
Oh, she is.
Enjoy it.
Well, congratulations, and thanks for being with us. You bet your life.
Thank you, Doctor.
Here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I am again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, they'll win an extra $100. This is the word right here. All right, the duck is getting smaller on it. Okay, duck out of here. George, who's first?
Groucho, we have Glory Dawson and Ennio Bolognini on deck now, so port you in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. He thinks I'm whistling at him, right? Glory, hallelujah, Dawson, and is that your middle name, hallelujah?
No, but it might just as well be.
And Ennio Bologna.
Bolognini. Bolognini.
No matter how thin you slice it, it's still bologna to me.
Maybe you have to like to have more spaghetti.
Yeah. Would you like to marry a woman around 63 who makes wonderful pizza?
No.
What about Glory?
Ah. Now I change my mind.
What sort of work do you do, Ennio?
Well, I'm trying to play the cello all the time because that's my way to make a living.
Huh?
Professional, yes.
You're a musician, huh?
Yes.
You like our orchestra, you're not sure of it, are you?
Oh, yes.
You haven't got bow legs. Aren't you supposed to have bow legs if you're a cello player?
Not exactly.
No?
Sometimes